So just before we get started, I just want to state to those people who normally like to show up or who used to show up and or who might, show up in the future after this video is, in a week or a month or some years old. I just want you to remember if you happen to come through here talking about why does it have to do about race? It's not only black people that have these problems, with police. You know what? No problem. I got a person that can sit up there and sum everything up for you. Hold on one second.
Sent this video because you either said or posted on social media the following statement: more white people are killed by the cops than black people. There's 191 million white people, 42 million black people. You divide 191 by 42 and you find out there's 4.55 as many white people as there are black people. So in 2019, there was 370 white people killed by the cops. Again, 370 divided by 4.5 will yield the number 82. That's how many black people should have been killed by the cops if all things were equal, if it was proportionate. However, there was 235 black people killed by the cops. Divided by 82, the number it should have been, you'll find out that that's a number 2.87 times higher than what it should have been. There's 3 times as many black people killed than white people by the cops per capita. So there you have it. Now you understand the numbers. You understand what you were saying was wrong. You can stop saying that dumb shit.
Some social media users are calling for a boycott of Five Guys restaurant after news circulated online that police officers were refused services. Some people stated, quote, "Fire Five Guys burger employees." Quote, "We don't serve cops. You know what Five Guys got to do. Loudly be pro-American and police." Another user wrote, "Wow, another company wants to bankrupt themselves. Five Guys Burgers refuses to serve police." And another user added a screenshot and stated, "I'm done with Five Guys. Every one of those employees should be sent walking." 7th, a group of Five Guys employees were in fact fired or suspended for allegedly refusing to serve Alabama police. 3 officers with Daphne Police Department arrived at the Five Guys location inside of a shopping center. The officers returned to the vehicles to grab face masks in order to comply with the restaurant's mask requirement. After then returning, the police officers alleged that the employees refused to serve them. The officers claimed that they overheard an employee saying, quote, "I'm not serving them," and the officers then left and went to another restaurant. The Five Guys Corporations is stating that they are now actively investigating the situation. July 8th, the Daphne Police Department posted on Facebook to clarify misinformation that was being spread on social media. The police department said that it appreciates the outpouring of support from the community and thanked Five Guys on a corporate and local level, adding that the department does not think the actions of a few employees represents the restaurant as a whole. Where have we heard that one before?
Heard that some law enforcement officers actually went into school to get their kids out. Can you talk about that?
Right, so what we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of school because it was an active shooter situation right now. It's a terrible situation right now. And of course, just as we mentioned, the loss of life, it's just terrible. It's a terrible tragedy right now that took place. But again, we got to keep acknowledging those brave men and women that actually were there on scene.
Guys took to Facebook on July 10th to address the situation following news reports and social media posts confirming that the involved employees were terminated and or suspended. Quote, "Five Guys in the Dauphin AL franchise would like to thank the Dauphin Police Department for the support and working together towards a resolution. The actions of the Dauphin AL franchise have taken including terminating / suspending of employees involved. The store has temporarily closed for further education and customer service training with a representative from the Dauphin Police Department and will reopen at 4 p.m. today, July 10th. The statement also added that the actions of the employees at the location do not represent Five Guys. Dauphin Mayor Dan Haygood also posted to Facebook on July 10th stating, quote, "A seemingly appropriate response has been issued by the local business involved in the incident on Tuesday evening in which Dauphin Police Department were disrespected and refused service by some employees of an establishment." In the post, the police department further clarified that all 3 officers were wearing masks the entire time they were inside of the establishment and that it is continuing to work with Five Guys towards a resolution. Quote, "Once all the facts are known." So I'm just a little bit confused. Are we just going to forget the history here in America where the police have been working hand in hand with these organizations, right? With these hate groups, right? That want to come against, to go against black people, that want to cause all types of disorder, disarray, and chaos, right? No matter what black city, no matter what black town, no matter what black area. This is what mainly took place. But here we have it, right? When just a little bit of energy, not even the whole energy, right? That police have given to black people, black communities, right? Black children, black women, black elders. We're not even giving all that energy. This is not even a part of a fraction, a part of a percentage. And you mean to tell me that y'all sitting up here crying on social media? Y'all mean to tell me that now y'all want to, get people fired, and you want things to change and people need to get better, but yet every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, every single decade within your police organization, you have cops, and you sit idly by and you allow your cops to go through and terrorize black community and black people all day, every day. There's been documentaries about it. There's been news stories about it. There's been articles about it. And the black community themselves have also spoke out against this. But yet, we get the same thing. Oh, you can't say all cops. It's not all cops. It's not this. It's not that. What if people sat up there and generalized black people and said, oh, you can't even use that because y'all been saying that since the inception of this country when you first lost and quote unquote found your way and quote unquote founded this country. Y'all been saying this since the very beginning. Since the very beginning, y'all have been using that same talking point. But you mean to tell me that when the roles are reversed, when it's flipped, factually flipped, now y'all want to sit up there and start crying? Now there needs to be some type of reform. Now these people need to be suspended, fired, terminated, what have you. They need to lose their jobs, even though they never directly touched, hindered, they never sat up there and tried to come at you right in a physical manner. They never threatened your life. They never took your life. They never brutalized your life. They never put you in the hospital. They never hit you with a car. They never aimed a weapon directly at you. They never attacked you with a caustic chemical or substance. They never jailed you for a certain amount of time and then magically found you lifeless. They never set up there and falsified documents basically stating that, yeah, this is what this person did in order to justify the reason as to why it is that they're able to take your life. But here we are right now, where you have people that rightfully so have a disagreement and a problem with police, and they're using what little power that they have to basically showcase how things need to change and how they dislike the things that you have been continuously doing and deciding not to change because you want to sit up there and hide behind the police chief, your supporters, your shield, and all of these other people that enable you to do the things that you want to sit up here and do. And now all of a sudden, y'all want reform, y'all want change, and you want to cry on social media. Mind you, these are the same cries and the same tears, right, that black people have been giving for untold amounts of times, but yet it falls on deaf ears. But yet the police organizations don't want to do anything. But yet bad cops are still persistent in these police forces. But yet you still patrol black communities, even though we sit up here and say, like, yo, work with us. We need to figure out a plan. We need to stop a lot of the things that you guys enable, that you guys allow to take place. We need to stop that from happening so that we can have a symbiotic, cohesive type of relationship. But even with us giving an olive branch, no matter how we've been treated, no matter how we've been picked apart, dismantled, dissected, y'all still don't want to do nothing. And you still are the exact same people that you've always been, because you look at the picture, this is your bloodline. This is your lineage. If you are a black cop, this is your bloodline and lineage too, because this is what you decided to get directly into. And then on top of that, you being a black cop, right? You should basically know that racism, bigotry, and discrimination is persistent within a lot of these organizations. When you have the FBI that can come out and tell you that, yes, that the police organizations have been infiltrated by these groups, that should tell you something. But like I said before, a lot of black cops out here, they want to deflect away from that. They want to just, oh, well, I've never seen any of this. These are, my brothers. These are my guys in blue. These are the men in uniform. I love them. They love me. We've gone to cookouts. We've shared some brewskis. We've done a lot of things, gone fishing, beach trips. I was the best man at Jeff's wedding. If he was really what you say he is, then I wouldn't be the best man at his wedding. He named his son after me. Like I said before, y'all can deflect and you can use those little variables to try to body block for the overwhelming majority. And the thing that's going to take place is that with that overwhelming majority, those dragons are going to come right back home. Meaning that when those dragons were basically raised right from their little eggs and they were taught how to use their flames and to terrorize and to stomp and to roar in order to destroy a lot of the farmland and the houses and to kill up and all of those things, and they were then sent out into the world. Every animal on this planet knows navigation wise where home is. So after all of those dragons are done terrorizing, right, they're not on any type of leashes. They're not obeying any type of orders. After all of those dragons are done terrorizing and tearing up and burning down and turning everything to ash, what do you think that they're going to do? They're going to return home. And when they return home, they're not going to return home to quote unquote their masters or their trainers, because they're going to start to see their masters and their trainers just like everybody else that they went out here, terrorized, destroyed, ate up, and turned into ash. So like I said before, karma is something. And a lot of people don't happen to understand that karma adds up. She tallies up quite a bit. So all of that negative energy, all of those things that you've done throughout history, you don't have to worry about any quote unquote war taking place, because the war that's going to take place is by your own hands because you created it. Every single story that you've ever created, that you've ever narrated, that you ever said is going to happen, it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen in the exact same frame or picturesque setting, right, that you stated, or that your great 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 grandpappy who founded this from his great 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 grandpappy sat up there and stated and passed down to generation and generation and generation. But like I said, this is what happens when you're dealing with children who have too much power. Power corrupts and it destroys. And then what once was will no longer be.